политиката на албанската држава
The policy of the Albanian state for changing Macedonian toponyms in Albania. Macedonians in Albania shared faith of Macedonia and the Macedonian people, which with the division of 1913 was divided by Serbia, Bulgaria, and Greece, and later with the formation of the Albanian state, parts of ethnic territory of Macedonia went under Albania. 1923, with the changes of the border between Greece and Albania, Albania was given 14 villages, 9 in Mala Prespa, which from 1913 entered into Lerin region of Greece, and the village Verbnik, which in 1930 was in the coastal region of Greece. Similar changes were done in 1925 between Albania and the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenians. The monastery St. Nom and the coast of Ohrid Lake, Albania gave to the Kingdom of the Serbs, and Albania got in exchange 25 villages. Macedonians in Albania live in the areas Mala Prespa, Golo Brdo, Gora Pole, and Dolni Bebre. In Albania there are a total of 42 villages, Macedonian villages, except for villages. Macedonians live in the towns of Tirana, Drače, Elbasan, Berat, Librazh, Kuks, Pogradec, Bilišta, Valona, Fier, Patos, and Kavaja. Their existence as Macedonian minority has never been recognized by the Albanian state, except for the Macedonians in Mala Prespa, which are the only one who have minimal minority rights. The efforts for Albanization of toponyms started with the formation of the Albanian state. The first one to take such an initiative was Ahmed Zogo in the time of the minister of his Ministry of Internal Affairs in 1923. With a letter, he ordered the prefectures. The order quotes, "As we know, many names of villages have foreign words. This ministry, out of patriotic and political views, wants to be reasonable and to change the names of all villages in Albania, which will raise the national feelings of the peoples. That is why we ask you to establish committees under the rule of people which the prefectures will think that they are competent to change the names of the villages which have foreign names, to send them to this ministry, and will take the necessary steps." End of quote. The letter of the Minister for Internal Affairs, Ahmed Zogo. The commission sent subcommissions in the prefectures working for a long period, and because of the instability of the political situation at that time of the Albanian state, didn't finish their work totally. 1928, the work started again with the formation of a separate committee, but it wasn't finished again. After many tries, in 1937, the parliament voted the law for change of names. On the 5th of May, the King Zogu signed a decree, and on the 11th of May 1937, it was published in the Gazette. According to this law, the government was to change the names of places, villages, rivers, and so on, and to be changed with Albanian names. Changes were done with the decision of councils of ministers. 4 months after this law, the use of different acts was banned. In order to avoid any confusion, in 3 years, the use of old names was allowed only in acts, but using the new names under commas also. If anybody made a mistake and used only the old names, was to pay a financial fine of 5 to 500 francs, or they were to be fired. According to Article 4, people were forbidden in municipalities anywhere else to accept and sign documents sent to the government if the provision of Article 2 were not respected. According to Article 5 and 6, this law went into force by its publishing in the official gazette and the Council of Ministry was competent in reference to it. The Council of Ministers in 1938, after elaboration of the file of the new names submitted by a special commission under the leadership of Ayati Lipkova, decided to approve the list of change of names with foreign origin. This file, consisting thousands of names, was published in the official gazette on the 26th of August 1938. Here are some examples of Albanized names of Macedonian places. Mala Prespa Pustec was named into Shen Pal, which means St. Paul. Zrnovsko was changed into Laraska. In the region of Gora, the village of Boria was renamed Lulzim. Crneleva was renamed Pulishta. Košarishta was renamed Kepai. Orošek was named Reška. Orgjosta was changed into Burimaj. Šištavec was changed into Fušaj. Zapot was renamed Piklimaj. In the region Golobrdo, Ginovec was changed into Ginaj. The place Klenje was changed into Teknore. The place Sebište was renamed Trimaj. And in Dolni Debar was changed into Polno Gorno Kručište. These changes were not implied for a long time because with the decree of 1939, this law was abolished. The new communist regime, in the framework of the movement against foreign influences, went on with the politics of Albanization of Macedonian toponyms. In 1970, with decree number 4689 of 1970 by Hagi Leshi, president of the People's Assembly of People's Republic of Albania, the name of Pustec municipality was changed into Likenas. All villages in Pustec municipality got Albanian names. So Pustec became Likenas, Leska became Lajtiza, Shulin became Dielas, Zrnovsko, Zaroška, Globočani became Golomboči. Except in Mala Prespa, with this decree, the name of the village Cerja was not changed. As opposed to the regime of Ahmed Zogo, which changed all toponyms where Macedonians live in Albania, the communist regime changed the names of the villages only in Mala Prespa, where officially, since 1945, the Macedonian minority is recognized. And they do not change Macedonian toponyms in the region where Macedonian people live, but which Albanian government does not recognize. That is, regions Gora, Golobrdo, Dolni Debar. In the meantime, with the arrival of pluralism and return of human rights, favorable conditions for organization and actions of Macedonians in Albania are born. Macedonians in Mala Prespa continually make efforts for return of the Macedonian toponyms in the villages. Because of the change of the name of the center of the municipality was done with a special law, the inhabitants of Mala Prespa, by initiative of the Macedonian Party, Macedonian Alliance for Europe in 2009, in 2009 signed a petition with which they asked the return of the old name of the municipality Pustec. This petition was submitted by Edmund Spachov from Democratic Party in 2009, and he submitted a draft law for the return of the name of the municipality. The Legislation Commission, with the votes of the Democrats, which were a majority, approved this law, and on 15th of May 2009, this law was put on the agenda. For adoption of this law, it took 2/3 of the votes, 84 votes, so the Democrats and Socialists were supposed to vote in order to adopt it. The MP Edmund Spachom said that this adoption of this law is the obligation of the state and respect of the human rights of the minorities. and then that in that way the injustice done would be corrected. Still, this law was not adopted because the socialist MPs left the parliament. The efforts of the Macedonians continued. Representatives of the Macedonian Alliance for European Integration in 2012 had meetings with the leaders of the three greatest parties in Albania: Sali Berisha from Democratic Party, Edi Rama from Socialist Party, and Ilir Meta from the Movement of Socialist Integration. And they got guarantees from them that they will support the draft law for the return of the name of municipality Pustec. The Albanian Assembly of Albania in 2013, 18th of March, brought the law for return of the Macedonian name of the municipality Pustec. 120 MPs voted for, even though there were debates pro and against. Previously, in the Legislation Commission, a draft law was proposed by the Democratic Party, by Edmond Spaho, Gergi Papa, while the MPs of the opposition voted against this demand of the inhabitants of Pustec, connecting this initiative by the MPs of the Democratic Party, which proposed this draft law, with the parliamentary elections. The MPs of the Socialist Party, Vashkin Fino and Padele Meko, were against the change of the name before the parliamentary elections of the 23rd of June that year. Even though the parliamentary group of the Socialist Party, a few days before this voting, said that they would vote for it. The voting of this law opened the way to the council, to the name of the municipality to be the council of the municipality of Pustec, and its sittings on the 15th of April 2013 unanimously brought a decision with which the Macedonian names of the villages in the municipality of Pustec were given back. This decision caused reactions in the nationalist circles in Albania and out of Albania. Krishnik Spahiu, president of the Nationalist Party, stated, 1 year ago we suggested an idea for a draft law done by Greece also. I quote, the change of the name of the Albanian regions from Albanian to Slavic language increases the appetites of Slavs. Forgers of history ask the names to be changed in Greece and Bulgaria. These organizations, which work under the masks of human rights organizations helped by Macedonians in Australia and Canada, have started a campaign for return of the Slavic toponyms in Greece and Bulgaria. But this will not happen if in Greece there is one strong national government which will protect national interests of the people. End of quote. After the fall of the communism, the debate for the change of toponyms in Albania is still not closed, and except for scientific circles, from time to time it is involved in politics because demanding Albanization of all toponyms in Albania. In March 2008, Bamir Topi, then president of Albania, while visiting Korça, asked local government to take concrete actions to albanize foreign toponyms. I quote, the region of Korça is infected by foreign toponyms, inherited and put there in the years of transition. We should be patriots in our everyday life. We should be careful using toponyms which are the language of our neighbors. You know, the dispute about the name Macedonia, it's their exclusive question and we should not get involved. But why should we not put Illyric toponyms or names that our scientists will propose? Stated Bamir Topi. With the same demands had the Prime Minister Sali Berisha in July 2009 and the nationalistic Red-Black Alliance. Different intellectuals speak in the public and ask for Albanization of toponyms. Thank you, Mr. Sterjovski. Do you have any questions?
My name is Virginia Stoimanov. I'm going to speak in English. I hope it's okay. My father was born in Vrbnik, just on the border of Albania and Greece. And when they did the border changes, his village ended up in Albania. I was there in 2002. His village was called Vrbnik, and when I went there, they call it now Vernik. And it's south of Mala Prespa, and it's a village all by itself. But when I went there, I was so encouraged and surprised that they all spoke Macedonian, and the whole village was Macedonian. There's no Albanians, and there were a lot of young people there then, and they went to school. The children went to school to grade 4 in Macedonian, and then they went to Albanian schools in Bilište, which was 7 kilometers away, and they walked. Now they told me that they would have gone further if they had Macedonian teachers, but they didn't have any Macedonian teachers to teach any further than that. Anyway, I was really encouraged to see so many Macedonians, and they spoke the same way as I spoke Macedonian. They were surprised that I could do all the oros and I could speak, and it was such a wonderful trip that I had in 2002. Thank you.
Значи, селото Врбник все още е тамо, но за жал повечето млади и други и по-возрастни се заминати, сега останато село на старци. За жал, значи, и денеска нема македонско.
Unfortunately, today there is no Macedonian school there, even though there are a few children and they could hold classes. They travel to Vilishta to go to school. That's one of the reasons why they move, because they do not have school. They are forced to take children every day to a distant place. So all families have to move to Bilište in order to provide their children education. That's one of the main demands of the people, Macedonians of Vrbnik. It's a village which is officially recognized as Macedonian, except for Mala Prespa, so 9 villages in Mala Prespa region, and this Vrbnik village is recognized as Macedonian by Albania. But here they do not have the right to learn in Macedonian. And the Macedonian language is not spoken only in Vrbnik and Mala Prespa. Pure Macedonian language is spoken in Golobrdo, even though there the Macedonian minority is not recognized. They are not assimilated because there aren't any Albanians in these villages. The problem is caused when we move to towns where Albanians live, then we assimilate. Otherwise, we remain as Macedonians, and we do not lose our identity, language, culture. But when we inhabit towns, then we assimilate.